Welcome to the Coach's Corner. I'm Mike Van Hoozer. Today our focus is on words, and the audio podcast was around words. Our blog post this week was around words, and it's centered around this quote from J.R. Miller in his book, The Building of Character, and it's a timeless book. And the quote was this about influence. There have been meetings of only a moment which have left impressions for life, for eternity. No one can understand that mysterious thing we call influence. Yet every one of us continually exerts influence, either to heal, to bless, to leave marks of beauty, or to wound, to poison, and to stain our lives. And that's a very dramatic quote, and it paints a lot of extremes. On the one hand, we're healing and blessing and leaving marks of beauty with our words and with our influence. And on the other hand, we can also destroy, we can wound, we can hurt, we can poison and stain other people's lives. So as a leader, it's very important that we choose our words wisely. And so that's going to be the first point. And there are 3 points I want to give you today as we talk about being a leader in sports, business, and life. And that's what we do on this channel. So let me give you 3 tips for how to do this. I think that it's important, first of all, that we choose our words wisely, and that's tip number 1. As a leader, you have the opportunity every day to speak words into the life of other people. As a coach, I'm often asked to say something to someone to encourage them or motivate them or give them some mental game tips that will help them perform better. And so I have to choose my words wisely based on the person I'm speaking to and based on how they'll receive that and incorporate it into their lives. And I work with all types of different people, different types of athletes at the high school, college, and professional level, different types of leaders, people with different styles. And I have to make sure that the words that I'm saying are going to be incorporated into what they're doing and be received, and then allow them to perform at their best. And you have that opportunity as well because you have a circle of influence. The key question for you as a leader at work, at home, or in the community is, what words are you using to influence and to lift up other people? Because a lot of times I think people just allow words just to come out of their mouths or to come out of their social media feed, and they don't think about that and don't think carefully about what words they're using. And it's really important that we choose those words wisely. It also affects our self-talk, because a lot of times we're choosing to speak into our lives words that are not helpful to us. And so we have to choose our words wisely and think about that this week. I think the second point is to make sure that we're choosing words that breathe life into other people. So as a leader, as a person of influence who has influence, are you choosing to breathe life into other people? Or at worst, is it breathing death into other people? Is it breathing defeat and disillusionment into other people based on the words that you speak? Are you allowing defeating words and words of discouragement to enter your mind and enter your self-talk as you look to perform at your best, as you look to accomplish your goals? What words are you allowing into your life? And are they life-breathing and life-giving words of encouragement and positive and productive words, or are they negative words? I often think about the story that my father-in-law told. He was a longtime pastor and speaker, and he often told this story about a parrot that was in this hardware store. And a man and woman entered the hardware store, and the parrot just started railing on them and speaking negative words and discouraging words and words about them. And the man spoke up and said, "That parrot is talking about my wife, and he's speaking, discouraging words and all kinds of words to us, and negative words, and we don't want to hear it. And what are you going to do about it?" And the man who owned the hardware store spoke to the parrot and said, "I told you about that. You don't need to be speaking those words to the customers when they come in. So if you do that again, I'm going to send you to the farm." And so the parrot was just eyeing the couple as they went around the hardware store, and then they checked out, and they could see the parrot looking at him, but he wasn't saying anything. And as they were leaving the store, the parrot said, "Hey," and the man said, "What?" And the parrot said, "You know what?" And he was reminding him of the words that he wasn't saying, but that were there in his mind. And I think we often allow those words and allow the enemy to attack us with those words. Even if we don't say them or repeat them, we remember those words and we can't get them out of our head. And so it's important to focus on rewiring our thoughts and making sure that we build pathways of belief and hope and faith with the words that we use and the thoughts that we think. So that's a very important point as well. And then the third point is to use our words purposefully and generously. So we can't use words and breathe life into somebody and just make that a one-time occurrence. It has to be an ongoing thing. We have to make sure that we're purposeful with our words, but also that we are generous with those, meaning that we repeat them, we encourage people, we continue to encourage people, and not just make it a one-time occurrence. And that we also don't use it just for the people that we like or the people that are our favorites or the star performers, but that we use it with everybody. And we use those words in a generous manner to make sure that we're encouraging the people that we directly lead and influence, and also the people that we come into contact with day in and day out. Somebody that serves you coffee at a coffee house, or maybe you go to a restaurant. You can breathe life into them and with your words. And so we need to look at all the aspects of our lives and everywhere that we go to be a life-giving force to other people, and to make sure that we're encouraging them and doing it generously and doing it purposefully. People are struggling. People have anxiety. People are discouraged. You may be listening to this podcast today and you need some encouragement. And so it's important that we have those people in our lives. It's important that we use the platform of our lives to encourage other people and to use our words in the right manner. We only have so many breaths in life, and we only have so many days. And are you going to use the words that you are able to speak to discourage people, to say negative things about people, to undercut people? Are you going to use those breaths and those moments and the words that come out of your mouth to encourage people, to be a leader, and to create moments that matter for other people, and to create opportunities for them by the words that you speak? So I encourage you to employ these three tips today and every day, and to make sure that you consider your words and what a valuable resource they are to heal, to bless, and to leave marks of beauty, as J.R. Miller said in his book. Again, as always, make the most of the moments in your life.